Hi guys, my name is Matt Julius Sam Kayabyab from BSCP E3A. So for today's video, I will discuss the 8-bit parallel in, parallel out people ship register. So in a short description, an 8-bit parallel in, parallel out people ship register is a digital storage component. Can load all 8 bits of data simultaneously and output them simultaneously. Unlike serial ship register, which ship data by bit or bit people, register handle the entire byte at once, enhancing in a time-sensitive system. So in a short description of logic circuit design, the people ship register consists the 8D type flip-flops. So one for each bit, each flip-flop is controlled by shared clock signal, meaning they all load data at the same time when triggered. So a control signal, usually a load signal, so LD, determines when data should be loaded into the register. So in our schematic components, we have the data input. So for the D0 minus D7, these are the parallel inputs, which are each bits of data is fed into the corresponding flip-flop. So we have the clock wheels that synchronize all flip-flops, enabling data loading when triggered. So we have the load or the LD, the control signal that allows data to lead or load into the register, which enable. So we have the output. For the Q0 minus Q7, the parallel outputs where the loaded data is read from the register. So let's start the 8-bit parallel in, parallel out people ship register in EDA Playground code. So here I have already code in EDA Playground for 8 ship or 8-bit parallel in, parallel out people ship register. So for the first line, we have time scale 1s all over 1ps. So means that the simulation time unit is 1 nanosecond. And the time precision is 1 picosecond. So next, we have module test bench. So we have to start the test bench. So a test bench is used to simulate and verify the behavior of the decision module, in this case, the people ship register. So we have to declare the logic clock, then we have to declare the logic ID. The logic ID is the load signal that controls when the register loads the data. And then for the logic clocks, the clock signal. And then we have logic 70D or an 8-bit input data signal. Then we have logic 70Q for an 8-bit output signal from the register. So for our letter D is our input. And for our logic Q is our output. So let's start the instantiate the people ship register. So register module as UUT, or meaning unit under test. So connecting the test bench for the clock ID, D, and Q to the corresponding ports of the ship register. So next, we have to define the clock generation. So process that toggles the clock every signal 5 time unit. So number 5 delay indicates a 5 ns time interval before the clock flips high to low or low to high. And then start the initial block, which is executed only once the beginning of the simulation to initialize the signals or values and apply test scenarios. So here we have clock equals to 0, set the clock to low initially. And then we have ID equals to 0, set the load signal to low initially, data will not load. Then we have D equals to 8 to be 0, 0, set the input data to all 0 initially. Then after that, After a 10-time unit delay, number 10 set the signal ID high and set the input data D to 8B 10 10 10 10, a pattern of alternating ones and zeros. The register should not load this data into Q and the next rising clock edge. So after the 10th time delay, uh, the load signal ID low which disables further data loading into the register. So Q should hold its value from the previous step. So after that, we have D to the 8B1111. But since ID is low, so yung ID natin is 0, the register will not load the new value. So Q should retain the previously loaded value, which is 8B 10 10 10 10. So after that, we have to end the simulation after the 20 time unit delay by calling $finish, which stop the simulation process. So after that, we have to end the initial blocks, initialize the signals, and applies the test sequence. So next, we have to start the another initial block to monitor the output or and display the signal values during the simulation. So we will call the monitor for the code for $monitor. So the $monitor system task print the values of clock, ID, D, and Q whenever any of the signal change. So $sign time is also printed for each change. So ito yon. Then after that, we have the end for the second initial block for monitoring the signal. So we will end the monitoring output. Then after that, we have start the third initial block to enable the waveform dump for later visualize. So here we have to initial begin for the $dump file. So dump file system that specifies the name of the VCD. So meaning ng VCD is value change dump. Then file where the simulation waveform will be stored for the waveform VCD. So dito magre-restore yung dump file. Then after that, we have to call the $dump vars. So for the dump vars, system tells the simulator to dump the state of all variables in the test bench module to the VCD file for the waveform generation. So after that, we have to end the enable waveform for dump or for the initial begin. Then after that, we have to end the module for the test bench. So let's start the code for the design.sb or for the our system Verilog. So in our line 1, we have module people ship underscore register or which is encapsulates the functionality of the 8-bit people ship register. Then next, we have to declare the input logic lock for which triggers the loading of the data into the ship register. And after that, we have the input logic ID or load signal, which is used to control when the data should be loaded into the register. It's active high, meaning data loads when ID is 1. Then we have to declare an input logic and 8-bit wide input D, which represent the parallel data to be loaded into the register. Then after that, we have to declare an 8-bit wide output Q or our output logic Q, which will hold the loaded data from D. So next, we have to close the module or input and output declaration section. After that, we have to start a clock sensitive block that is triggered on the positive edge of the clock signal. Ito yon. We will begin the operation inside the block occur on every rising edge of the clock. So we have to check the load signal if the load signal's ID is high. If it is, the register will not be load the data. Then the 8-bit data from D is loaded into the output queue. Operator is a non-blocking assignment, meaning it schedules the update to happen on the next clock cycle. Then after that, we have to end the always FF block. So here, we will end the FF block. Then after that, we have to end the module of end module definition. So we will run the output. So we will see the waveform. So let's start the run our code in 8-bit parallel out parallel shift. So let's put here. So in the time 1, rising edge, the clock signal rises. So ayun, tumaas siya. Then trigger the always FF block to the evaluate the ID equals to 1. The load signal is now high. So the register enable to load the data. Then after that, we will see the D equals to 10, 10, 10, 10. The input data is now 10, 10, 10. So a pattern of the alternative ones and zeros. So we will see the Q. So here, the waveform from the clock 0 or the time 0. Then after that, we will see the time 2 for the clock equals to 0, the clock signal is low again. So ayun. So low yung data dito. Then register still enable the load data. Then the D equals to 10, 10, 10. The input data has not changed and remain 10, 10, 10. Then after that, we will see the Q for 10, 10, 10, the previous rising clock. So edge at the time 1, the input data equals to 100. Then for the time 3, here, the clock is rising edge. Another rising clock edge occur which would not normally trigger the loading process again if ID were high. So our ID equals to 0, the load signal is now low, which is disables the loading of the data. Then we have letter D is 111. The input data changed to 111. But since the ID is low, this data will not be loaded into the register. So we will have the output the equals to 10, 10, 10, 10. So the value of Q remains 10, 10, 10 as the register is not loading new data due to the ID being low. So yung ating ID is low. So we will remain the output as 10, 10, 10, 10. Then after that, we have to time 4. We have a clock equals to 0. The clock signal is low. So the load signal remain low. So no new data will be loaded into the register. So yon, wala kang makikitang data here. Then after that, ID equals to 0. The data load remain low. So after that, we have the D equals to 1, 1, 1. So still 1, 1, 1. But it is not loaded because ID is low pa rin. So after that, we have the output is same in a time 3, we have 10, 10, 10, 10. So the output Q retains its the previous value is a 10, 10, 10 because no new data loaded when ID is low.